Well, this came out of left field. We got tons of stories, so subscribe for all the latest news. Now let's get to the first article dealing with Heroic. So with the Falcons' move on the horizon, it really feels like the move could happen at any second. And really, the same could be said with Nerds heading over to Team Liquid. But with big buyouts, Heroic are looking not into the Falcons trio on the bench, but Sangal's trio? Out of scenic nowhere. Should Dijkster, Kixon, and Tessis move to the Saudi team, the Danish org could be looking to pick up LNZ, Xfloud, and Youngster. Now this comes as a massive surprise, as I particularly thought the Danes would look into Snappy, Madden, and Sun Pius, who we'll get to later, and really for a pretty good core around them. But apparently, Heroic liked the idea of being bought out so much that they would try to do the exact same thing. So looking into the players, let's start with Xfloud. In 2024 on LAN, he had a solid 1.07 rating, with a darn nice 1.24 impact with an ADR of an 83. Those are some good numbers. His DPR isn't great, but still, all around he's a solid player. LNZ being the IGL, I picture him as a 22-year-old version of Apex. Just let him call and I think it could work out. Certainly has some potential there. And Youngster, well, he's been struggling a bit under a 1.0 impact and rating. It isn't that great, unfortunately. And since we're talking LAN events, there's another problem. They've only played 3 of them in 2024. 3! So why would Heroic consider buying out these 3? The same reason Falcons is buying out Heroic's trio. Valve ranking points. That's the name of the game here. So if Heroic managed to sign a new trio, and considering Sangal is ranked 23rd in the world, Heroic would be able to get some good tournament invites. And as if it couldn't get weirder, Heroic has also given the okay for Shush to start exploring his options? Yeah, this is looking like Heroic might actually start with 5 brand new players in 2025. From the playoffs of the Shanghai Major to a whole new team. But with this being said, the rumor mills are still saying that the offer for Falcons that is currently benched, Sun Pius, is still in the range for Heroic to sign. But that's just one potential signing. Then who's the other? Potentially Spinks? Or quite possibly one of the biggest prospects in CS2, Nilo from Metasport. And let me say this, if Heroic make this signing, oh dear shiz, will it be a game breaker.
Well, Fox, you're over-exaggerating.
No, I'm freaking not. Since the beginning of 2023, starting with Young Ninjas, Nilu's been to 7 LAN events. The first one wasn't a good showing, but every other time he's been to a LAN, he's had a 1.16 rating at minimum.
Damn!
He is the reason Metasport has been putting up some decent tournaments. So if Heroic find a way to acquire him without needing to loan him out, he could legit be the next Mobs. And I know that's saying a lot, but if Heroic grab all 5 players, you have a core that know each other well, a borderline top 10 opper in Sun Pius, and a potential Mobs-like player. And you have Valve ranking points to get you to tournaments to help them get that tier 1 experience and help them grow faster. This could be a legit home run shot for Heroic. Yet the CS community isn't giving good graces to this potential move. But only time is going to tell if that'll happen, as nothing is official just yet. But something that is official is Eternal Fire making a change and benching Calyx. Joda will be the replacement for the Turkish rifler after his 3-year stint with Eternal Fire coming to an end. As unfortunate as it is, it was time for EF to make a move. Calyx had a mediocre 2024 as he had a 0.97 rating, an impact of a 0.86, and a sub 69 ADR on LAN. He had his good moments in some tournaments, but I guess it was just time to let him go. Missing the major by putting in a 1.0 rating just wasn't going to cut it anymore. So the 26-year-old will be looking for a new org as the Sangal Rifer Jota will be joining. Now the 22-year-old Jota is a huge upgrade for the Turkish team as he's been a star for Sangal. In 3 LAN events, he put up a 113 rating with a 114 impact and an ADR of an 82.2.
You what?
To be fair, most of those games were against tier 2 or tier 3 teams and not a lot of tier 1 teams. Topping that, his worst LAN was the Major RMR with a 1.0 rating. However, Being a 22-year-old prospect and playing alongside the newly resurgent Woxic, a good rifler in Wicadia, and the now number 15 player in 2024 in Zanteres, there's going to be a lot of chances to learn, grow, and show that he can be a star rifler that I hope he can become. With this signing, Eternal Fire gets better, leading to their first event of the year coming up, being Blast Bounty Season 1 in just under a couple of weeks. And I can't wait to see what they've got. But from a team getting better to a team that's in trouble, it's Passion UA. With their major run ending prematurely in the first round to wild card, the Ukrainian org's been hit with some bad luck once again. On New Year's Day, it was reported Eschilla stepped down from the starting roster. To top it, there's no timetable for a return either. Citing burnout, I feel bad for Eschilla as he is a dang good player. But now, it's official that he isn't the only one that won't be playing for Passion UA at the start of 2025. Passion has bid a fond farewell to Fear. The IGL for the team looking to go to Fnatic. It's not yet official, but Fnatic did just bench the 28-year-old body. So while the French IGL won't be calling anymore, it's all but certain that Fear will be leading Crims and company to kick off 2025. And though I don't like this move personally, as I really like Body, it makes a ton of sense. Getting 3 years younger while having a solid year and making your first major in the biggest shock of the year? Yeah, this should be an excellent signing. That and you get to play alongside one of the longest tenured players in Crims. So potentially some good mentoring there as well. I think this will be a win-win for Fear, while Passion only have 3 players left in their arsenal. And though Jambo rumors have seemed to cool off for Falcons, and everyone on that team have contracts going until 2027, the CEO has said about the roster the org wouldn't stand in the way if a player wanted to leave for a bigger team. Yeah, I respect that from the CEO. So we'll have to wait to see if Passion UA goes for it and signs another couple of players, or if the roster will sell off or fold outright. And speaking of folding, it's yet another org wrapping it up. From TSM letting their roster go, it's now the same story with Gaimin Gladiators. Now, while TSM rumors are swirling a little bit that they're targeting a new NA team, Gaimin haven't announced anything regarding a new team. Oddly enough, the first domino was Nikodas taking to X, Twitter, stating that he was a free agent. And from there, yeah, everyone's been giving their releases. Buying out Ecstatic after their major run in April of 2024, Gaimin sadly won only a singular event. The Chicken GG Cup, and yes, that's a thing, where they beat out Navi Jr., Koi, and a couple of other Tier 3 teams for a $12,000 prize. And really, this team was talented, grabbing 4 third-place finishes and a second-place showing at the European Pro League 2nd Division Season 17. I had hopes on this roster. But unfortunately, they just couldn't finish events. Only a single cup to their name in 2024, it wasn't enough to bolster their Valve rankings to get them invites to Tier 1 events. And really, that's the name of the game for CS. Peaking inside the top 50 with their finalized roster of Nikodas, Queenex, Rohi, Kragan, and Nadios, it wasn't enough to keep their team going. So yet another org is pulling the plug and having their future in CS2 in doubt. It's a dang shame. This is a talented roster, and I know most, if not all, the players will find a new home in 2025. Best of luck, guys. But what do y'all think? Will Heroic go after Sangal's trio? Will Eternal Fire show everyone that they made the right choice? And is Passion UA done in CS? Comment down below, and thank you so much for watching. Happy 2025, and I'll catch you in the next one. I'm out. Peace. Holy Heroic. If they get Nilo, oh my God, that's going to be insane.